Well, hello there, groovy chick. I am really buzzing. I just got back from the footy. Do you like footy?
Do I like what?
Oh, come on, you know. Soccer.
Are you American?
No. Why?
Because I have been following football all my life. The only people who call it soccer are Americans. The only people who call it footy are clearly not real football fans.
Well, sorry. At my club, we all call it footy.
Let me take a wild guess here. You probably support Arsenal, and your name is let me see, is it Tarquin?
Holy fuck. Are you psychic or something? Yes, I am a gooner. My name is Tarquin. How the fuck did you guess that?
Because of your contrived metrosexual appearance, your use of Nick Hornby-era names for one of the oldest sports in the world, and frankly your general unattractiveness gives me all the clues I need.
But as a gooner I support the best team in the world.
No you don't.
We have the best manager alive. He is a living equivalent to Jesus Christ.
No you don't.
We play the most beautiful football in the world.
No you don't.
We have the best stadium in the Premier League.
No you don't.
We have the best fans in the world.
No you don't.
We have the most stylish shirts in the league.
No you don't.
We are by far the greatest team that lives today.
So, how come you get owned every time you play Barcelona? And Jesus, did you just get turned over by Wigan for fuck's sake?
I'm not exactly sure. I can.
And really you have not won a trophy for a long time. How many years, is it now?
Yes, but you see, in Arsene we trust.
Trust what? To not win anything for the next decade?
We trust in the Arsene Wenger project. It is like taking an oath of allegiance.
Like blind faith.
Okay, lady, if you were so clever, what team do you support? Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or Spurs?
None of those. I support Hull City.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, they are not even in the Premier League. Why the fuck would you choose to support a team that is not even on the television?
Because they are my local team.
Local? You work in Manchester. Why don't you switch to one of the Manchester teams?
Because Hull is where I was born, and that is how you choose your team.
Is it? When did they introduce that rule?
If you knew anything about football or history, you would know that it has been a tradition since the beginning of the sport. Supporters are local people who support their local team.
But what if your local team is not in the Premier League? What do you do then?
You support them. It's what is meant by being a supporter. You are in it for life, for better or worse.
Really? No one told me that.
Yes, it's true, unless you are not really a supporter and you are just another new customer of the so-called best league in the world.
But it is the best league in the world.
Are you for fucking real? The same team has won it almost every year since the start. The players, when tackled, fall over like they have been stabbed, and the referees are in love with the big teams. The football media are even worse. They have unbridled man love that they dish out for the big-time celebrity players, week in, week out. The blatant diving is Olympic standard by now, and the referees buy that shit without any sense of shame. The stadiums are either half empty or full of people from half a world away. It costs the price of a small car to attend games and shop in the club stores. You are not allowed to stand or sing anything that night, upset the delicate middle-class people that now attend games. Meanwhile, the real fans who can no longer afford to attend have to watch on Sky at a time when Sky decide, or in a pub with a dodgy internet feed. This is whilst knowing that some Tarquin who has been into footy for less than a year sits in their former place.
But I know it is the best league in the world because Arsene says so in his interviews. If you don't trust Arsene, then why does the media keep saying it too?
Because they actually fucking believe their own hype even as much as the hordes of gullible new fans who have jumped on the modern football bandwagon.
What would you know? You follow Hull. They have no history.
If you knew anything about history, you would know that I do not follow Hull. I follow Hull City. That kind of shit is important to real football fans, but newbies like you are totally fucking clueless.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Hull is Hull City, right?
Wrong. Hull Football Club is an older club. They play a minority sport, that is called rugby league. It is a different code of football. Hull are nothing to do with Hull City. Hull City is my club, not Hull. Whenever you, or anyone else, calls us Hull, You sound like a proper asswipe.
Really? I had no clue.
You are right about that. There is nothing really wrong with me, but after talking to you for a while, I had momentarily thought that I had time warped to the very lowest day of my 28-day cycle. Luckily, I realized it is the way I always feel in the presence of Gunners.
When do you meet Gunners if your team is not in the Premier League?
Unfortunately, I meet them everywhere. They are one of those clubs that seem to attract new-style tourist fans. They all seem to be the type who have no link to the club at all, but have latched onto the image and some aspect of the franchise. Which part of North London are you from?
I'm not. I was born in Milton Keynes.
Why don't you support MK Dons?
They are not in the Premier League.
So what you are saying is you can only support a team that is in the Premier League.
Yes.
That makes you pretty shallow.
What does that mean?
It means that you are like all of those other new fans that have ruined the game. It's not just your club, but you do seem to be the worst. I mean, have you seen your group called the Away Boys? They are so toe-curlingly embarrassing that if there was an equivalent at my club, 10,000 people would be simultaneously charged with violent disorder. Your stadium, the Ephemerates, is like a fucking monastery, never mind the library. You are even having to rename part of it, as the Clock End, to get all the cockends who currently sit there to connect to a history they were never part of. The collective mindset of your club is manifested in the personality of your guru-like leader, who is the king of the blind men and plays the victim card at any opportunity. You all think there is a media bias against Arsenal. Let me tell you, it is more simple than that. People hate your club and your delusional fans because you remind us all what we have let football become.
You bitch, I am so mad I am going to post about you on Facebook or Twitter to talk sport. Hell, I will get the Away Boys to do a nasty song about you for their next CD.
Too late, I am going to put our interview on YouTube first. Keep checking it because the more likes it gets, the more you might realize the true reality of your club's image.